I spent years trying to fix myself, waking up at 5 a.m., cold showers, 1 hour of reading every morning, running, eating clean, limiting screen time to 1 hour a day. I followed Andy Huberman, Joe Rogan, every major productivity creator on the planet. I tried every combination you can imagine. After all those years, I have really good control over not eating chocolates. That is what the productivity industry gave me. Not the business, not the freedom, not the version of myself I was promised. Control over chocolate. Here's what nobody in this industry will ever say out loud. The 4 billion productivity industry does not make money when you succeed. It makes money when you fail. Feel terrible about failing and come back for the next system. Your failure is not a bug in this industry. It is the business model. So why do they fail? Not sometimes, not for some people, every time. For almost everyone, predictably and consistently. The research gives us three specific reasons, and none of them are your fault. Reason 1. They change your behavior without changing your identity. Duke University research confirms that approximately 45% of everything you do every day is not a decision. It is a habit, and habits are not formed by following external systems. They form when a behavior becomes consistent with who you believe yourself to be. A person who genuinely identifies as disciplined and focused does not need an app to remind them to work. But a person who does not hold that identity, who is using an external system to impose discipline from the outside, will abandon that system the moment the novelty wears off. And the novelty always wears off. I know because I lived it. For days, sometimes weeks, the system worked. The morning routine felt like momentum. The cold shower felt like progress. The reading felt like growth. And then one morning, it just felt like a chore. Not because I was weak, because the system was never mine. Reason 2. Every system works for 2 weeks, not because it is good, because it is new. When your brain encounters a new system, a new app, a new routine, a new framework, it releases dopamine. Not because you have achieved anything, because novelty itself triggers the reward. This is why every productivity system feels like a breakthrough in week 1 and feels like a burden in week 4. The hack did not fail because you failed to implement it correctly. It failed because novelty is not a sustainable foundation for behavior change. And the industry knows this, which is why there is always a new system, a new book, a new version of the same promise packaged differently. Your 2 week enthusiasm is their entire business model. Reason 3. They optimize for activity, not output. Deloitte's 2025 research found that 43% of employees spend more than 10 hours every single week just trying to look productive. Not being productive, looking productive. The Pomodoro timer optimizes for time spent working. The to-do list optimizes for tasks crossed off. Neither can tell the difference between an hour of deep, meaningful work and an hour of answering emails that felt busy but produced nothing significant. Carl Newport's research makes this explicit. Digital productivity tools sometimes make you faster at the wrong things, which means the system is working perfectly. I want to show you what the real cost of this loop actually looks like. I started journaling because every productivity system told me to. Track your progress, reflect on your growth, write it down. So I did. And one day, I opened a journal from 12 months earlier. Same frustrations, same goals, same promises to myself. 1 year had passed. The page looked identical. I went back further. 5 years of journals, 5 years of the same words waiting to become a different life. The systems changed every few months. The page never did. That is the real cost. Not the money spent on apps and courses, not the hours spent on routines that went nowhere. The cost is the person you did not become while you were busy optimizing the version of yourself that was going nowhere. 82% of productivity app users report higher stress after using them, not lower, higher. The system designed to fix you is making you worse. And the most expensive part of all of this is what the failure cycle does to your ability to trust yourself. Every system you start and abandon does not just cost you the system, it costs you a piece of your belief that you are capable of change. And no app will ever give that back. So here's the question nobody in the productivity industry wants you to ask. Not how do I become more productive? Why am I doing any of this? When I finally stopped consuming and started asking, that was the question that broke everything open. Not because the answer was comfortable, because it was honest. I looked at my relationship, it was not making me better, it was making me smaller. I looked at my job, it was nowhere near that I was capable of. I looked at the people around me, not one of them was pushing me towards anything I actually wanted. No productivity system had ever shown me any of that. Because productivity systems do not ask why. They only ask how. How to wake up earlier, how to manage your time, how to optimize your morning, how to do more of a thing you are already doing. But if the direction is wrong, optimizing the speed is the most expensive mistake you can make. Here's what the research confirms about the people who are genuinely sustainably productive. The Warren Buffetts, the Bill Gates, the people who actually built something over decades. They are not more disciplined than you. They are not running better system than you. They are more aligned than you. They work on things that genuinely matter to them. They say no to almost everything that does not. And they protect the time to go deep on the things that do. That is the entire formula. No app required, no $1,000 courses, no morning routine that starts at 4 a.m. Warren Buffett said it directly. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. Not yes to better systems. No to almost everything. The day I stopped asking how to be more productive and started asking why I was living the life I was living was the day I actually started moving. Not because I found the better system, because I finally found the right direction. I want to end this video differently from how every other productivity video ends. No system, no 5 steps, no morning routine to try tomorrow. Just one question, and I need you to answer it honestly. Not to me, to yourself. Why do you want to be productive? Not the answer that sounds good, the real one. Is it because everyone around you seems to be doing more and you are terrified of being left behind? Is it because you spent an hour on social media this morning and someone else's life made you feel insufficient? Is it because a productivity creator told you that waking up at 5 a.m. is what separates winners from everyone else? And something in you believed in it. Because if the answer is any of those things, no system will fix it. No app will fix it. No morning routine, no journaling practice, no dopamine detox will ever fix a direction problem by optimizing your speed. But here's what I have learned after years inside this loop and 1 year outside of it. The person who genuinely knows what they want does not need a productivity system to make them move. They wake up early because the thing they are building will not leave them alone. They read because the knowledge directly serves something they are obsessed with. They focus because the work itself pulls them, not because the timer told them to. I do not use a single productivity app today. I do not follow a morning routine. I do not track my habits. I wake up and work on breaking the script because it is the one thing in my life that has ever felt completely mine. And nothing, not one productivity hack from all those years ever produced that feeling. So I'm not going to tell you to download an app, to wake up earlier, to try a different system. I'm going to ask you to sit with one question tonight. Not 5 minutes, for as long as it takes to answer it honestly. What do you actually want? Why do you actually want it? And how urgently, how genuinely does the absence of it bother you? Because if the answer to that question is clear, you will not need me to tell you what to do next. You will already know. And if the answer is not clear yet, no productivity system in the world will find it for you. That work can only be done by one person. The productivity industry sold you a solution to a problem you were never actually having. The problem was never how to do more. The problem was always knowing what to do it for. Figure that out. Everything else follows. I'm Jatinder. I wasted years being productive in the wrong direction. This channel exists because I finally asked the right questions. Now it's your turn to ask yours.